Welcome back, everyone. I am Grandmaster Kaydo, excited to be here for Game 8 of the Hans Awonder match.
And we are so excited, especially after that last round. It was so spicy and somehow still was a
Oh, man.
draw. I love to see it. I am local chess expert Tony Padron and reality TV star. And man, let's get a view of the players. I want to see them. A Wonder's
Yeah,
got to be
I-
feeling a bit sad.
yeah, and we are starting a little bit later today. The last game went so long. I wonder had the win, was pressing, pressing, pressing. Hans's resilience kicked in, and he fought and managed to hold it. But this led to these players finishing their game something like 50 minutes, 50, 60 minutes ago. So I don't know what to expect. I mean, I wonder has to be feeling a bit upset about that last one. He could just say, hey, screw it. Like, I'm going to double down. I'm going to really go for it in this game. Or he could say, hey, that was a disappointment. I'm going to quickly draw and just rest after a disappointing first game of the day.
Let's hope we do not see that. I would be very upset for that. But Hans
Yeah.
maintaining his lead in the match. 1 point. And he's not letting go. He's got a tight grip on it, and we're seeing some really good chess because of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty good to see. I mean, this faster time control. I think there's always a concern with the 60 minutes instead of the usual 90. That the games. I mean, it's a decent amount of time, so the lesser time could lead to a lot more mistakes. But they're relatively keeping in there. I mean, they're still in these time pressures, some mistakes here and there, but overall, pretty solid play.
Right, we got both players at the board, looking quite snazzy.
Mm.
I like the contrast. One day it's hoodies, and one day it's like full suit coat for a Wonder. I wonder how he decides.
Yeah. There's the handshake, and are we gonna see D4?
Of
Yeah,
course.
D4
There it
again.
is. There it is.
uh, maybe the Catalan for the fourth time. I keep wanting to say no, like for sure it's not the Catalan again, but
Oh,
I mean, I
C4
wonder if he's
again.
sticking with it.
All right, we're gonna expect a Nimzo, and hopefully our board updates.
Yeah, yeah. It's just, when it first starts, it's shaking off the nerves. It gets there, Tom.
It needs its caffeine as well. I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
Add three.
Oh,
Okay, so since we're gonna see the same thing, where do you think we're gonna deviate, Caden? Are we gonna deviate at B6 again? Maybe a bit
um,
earlier?
I mean, I would hope for, I'd hope for a little bit earlier. We see the same Bishop B4 being played again. I give it a second for the actual EGT board to catch up, but
Back. Okay, so they're going down the exact same line.
yeah, I just worry that this will be a little bit of faster draw. Like, I wonder we'll probably try something, just a little bit, but at
Okay,
some point, if
we're getting
Han
to
seems
we're
to
getting to
know it,
that moment. Queen C2.
B6, and then castle,
Oh wait,
B6.
wait, wait. He's taking a second. He's taking a second.
Um, Now the fact that they are playing two games a day, and like, for this game, they didn't have a lot of time in between. I do think this is somewhat contributing to a Wonder continuing to go down the same line. And instead of trying to find something new in sort of the limited prep time, he's just say, "Hey, I'm gonna keep fine tuning exactly what it is that I'm playing." So, yeah, Hans hesitating is
That's good. I'm hoping that means maybe he deviates. Maybe he wants some more fight now that a Wonder is a bit wounded. Oh, did you
I mean,
decide you want to say that?
I'd be shocked. Like, what other moves do we? I guess knight BD7 technically is a move here.
Yeah, knight b7.
I mean, you could play B6. B6 is a more rare one, and I would say you're likely to expect a little bit more fight with something like B6.
That's funny. The chat saying, "Wait, people play 2 classical games a day?" Actually, in the
So,
US, that is the standard. And these are American players, so for them, it's not that weird, actually.
Yeah, although 12 games in total is. I understand the time control is faster at 60 minutes with the 30-second increment, but still 12 games in total.
All right, we
Yeah,
get
he just plays
C6.
C6. He's just
No
playing C6.
deviation. Well, okay, H4 deviation. Here we go. That's
Whoa.
different.
Okay.
That's
That's
different.
massively different. I mean, not castling. Sure.
And so is this just a space grab? You think he's gonna chuck everything at the king side? What's Awonder wanting here? Or is he just waiting? Is this just a waiting move just to see if he could trick him into some kind of move order?
Um, I mean, it could be a mix. Let's say Hans just does B6 here. I mean, what's going on? A Wonder busts out the same knight C3, and this. I mean, this all looks. Whoa. Unless
A quick E4. See,
a
this
quick
is looking
E4 is
more
possible.
exciting.
Yeah, I mean, this is really wild. This is the computer suggestion, which you can kind of expect that a Wonder. I mean, this is computer that that he's playing, so this E4 absolutely possible for him. I don't know if I would say I fully understand it. There's looks like whenever Black takes here, we're gonna play Knight G5, and maybe that starts to open up some attacking potential. This would be a really wild way of going. This is
Oh,
the current live position after
I like
H4,
this.
and
Now, let me ask you this because, oh, wait, we get B6 on the board. Where are they playing? They are playing at the Blitz Society in Paris, a fantastic chess organization. I mean, they got a really nice venue. They put on a great show for us.
yeah, absolutely. Uh, okay, so I wonder is pausing is pausing here. I is he trying to psych him out? Like, I mean, I would have assumed B6 because that's what Hans played last game, and not against H4, of course. But this B6 Bishop A6 setup is exactly what he went for.
So, something that kind of my chess feuders are coming out with is, you remember that draw they had with Bishop F4, Knight H5?
Mhm.
It almost feels like H4 might provide some additional options and take away that
Mm.
draw.
You're saying like go Bishop G5?
Yeah, having like an extra hook, just make sure that that draw isn't quite available anymore.
Yeah, yeah, that definitely seems like some greater possibilities. Looks like there's also some considerations of Knight G5 here, which is
Even
a bit
better.
wild. Yeah, just go for checkmate. Maybe he doesn't see it. Okay, so could be some Bishop F4. The fact that a Wonder is hesitating, I suspect maybe he only looked at Knight BD7.
You'd hope not, because B6 just makes sense.
Yeah, it does seem to have some sense to it. Bishop F4 here is actually, yeah, really seems like the play.
There
Although
it
you're
is,
getting kind of
Bishop
back to
F4. Let's go.
Bishop F4 on the board.
This is what I'm talking about. And now Knight H5 doesn't feel like a great option.
Yeah.
Okay, but Hans doesn't need to do that. Knight H5. Maybe he realizes after H4 this isn't as good. And we just jump to Bishop A6.
It would be a funny trap. Like a Wonder had a disappointing game, and so he went for a quick draw, and now he had another disappointing game this morning, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm going for the draw, and then when you play Knight H5, psych, like I'm hitting you with Knight
Wow.
G5 or something. I mean, there's some mind games like when you're playing a match like this, there's gonna be that back and forth. Like obviously, at this point both players were expecting this opening. It's the fourth game that this opening has happened. And so that little bit of mind game, exactly what small change, subtle change am I making? That definitely comes up. I
Okay,
think more and more.
you think he's trying to bait him? That's pretty
Maybe.
devious,
I
and he
mean,
doesn't bite.
yeah. Okay, he could sense a little bit of the trap, but it is just a interesting ploy to say, hey, your typical idea doesn't work because I have the spawn on h5, or at least it's not as good.
And for anybody asking what the score is under the player's profile picture. You see, with Hans with the advantage. Oh,
And we
nice.
get
We
the
get a
close
big
up here.
overview.
Yeah, Hans, I point ahead, one win, 4-3, but only one decisive game. There's been a couple of close ones. Only one decisive game thus far. But we'll see if Awonder wants that match win. He's gonna have to start. He's gonna have to start kicking into some more aggressive territory if he wants to win the match.
Yeah, and it's only a 12 game match, so it's almost over.
Oh wait, only 12 games. Hey, wait a second. Look, I know this
Yeah.
isn't your online 100 game bullet match, but still.
Hey, those matter, okay? That's where all your pride is on the line on those.
Uh,
Okay, but let's just talk about some crazy chess for a second. Okay, is it completely unreasonable to just keep pushing the H pawn, trying to make it a bit uncomfortable for black?
really see. I mean, if you were ready to play g4, then maybe, because then you're getting g5, knight takes, pawn push, trying to attack like that, or bishop e5. But yeah, here h6 just seems to
Hold it down.
hold it down pretty well. You only have the bishop attacking, so that's not going to be a very useful sacrifice. And the pawn would just get taken if you push it. And I mean,
I'm getting.
in a bullet world, but in this time control, I don't
Yeah,
think
and
that's what you want.
it's not an A Wonder style, but I just like the exciting chess.
Yeah, wonder freezing here. I think this is more of a testament to the fact that they probably didn't have much time to really prepare. And Wonder, I would guess this bishop f4 was hoping for a transposition back to what he looked at. I am assuming he looked at knight bd7 instead of b6 earlier. This knight bd7 could have transposed. Hans plays bishop b7, and now Wonder trying to decide if he can use some of the same ideas that he prepared. What are the differences now? Just make those tiny adjustments. But you have to assume that he at least has some ideas of plans. Like, it's just, yes, these players are memorizing moves, but I think they have some ideas of the direction they're taking it after every opening.
So maybe Wonder shouldn't just tank here and just castle. Because I feel like you want to develop your knight next, but there's some indecision here. You almost feel like your knight would be nicely placed on d2, help c4 and d4. You kind of want it on c3 because there's a world where knight b5 would be very nice with that bishop combo, kind of like a London or a Jobava, and you're looking at that c7 square. So it almost feels that because this other knight has so many options, you probably want to wait and just castle.
Although, because he hasn't castled and he played this h4, I mean, maybe he wants to castle, but at the same time, it sits in his head that he had an idea with this h pawn and the rook on h1, and if he castles, that he loses that.
No, I mean, I was saying that it feels fun to push the pawn, but you made a good point. There's not much there yet.
Maybe there's something with, like, can we just let this sit somehow?
Oh wow!
Yeah, just knight c3 and go fishing. A little
You know,
fishing sacrifice. I don't know what the knight's quite doing here on g5 as of right now. Maybe we have something, but
I like this. This would be fun to see. Now it is nerving though for both sides to have that knight just kind of hanging there. Whoa,
No.
whoa, whoa! What do we? No
Well, I'm
way.
just looking. I'm looking. Look, don't say anything.
Okay.
I was just, yeah, I guess bishop e5 is getting okay. I was just curious
Yeah.
how dangerous this potential could be, because it's not like black gets mated immediately, just very mated in general. He does go knight c3,
Okay. Knight
so still
c3.
avoiding castling.
He holds the option. I mean,
Mm,
okay. The option's there now. Is there a world where we see him castle queenside? I'm not sure I
I
like that
I
world, but
I mean, I think so. There's some definite ideas with knight g5 and e4. Like I assume if D takes, then we might see some setup like E4 castle queen side, and you're looking for E5 knight G5 type ideas. And yeah, the rook just stays there basically to help if you ever do want to leave the knight on G5 against H6, because taking opens it up. So Hans plays knight BD7, of course. Like, he
very
knows he
solid.
wants to put that knight there at some point, and now we get to see. I wonder, did have an idea. I mean, now that knight PD7 is played, there's a chance this transposes into something he's looked at, but again, we're seeing this little bit of hesitation from Awonder. I feel like he had an idea. He had some sort of basis for this H4, and it's not quite in his prep, but it's not like the idea is completely gone. So it's almost like every move he's trying to evaluate. Okay, can I do this? Can I do this? Whatever his idea is that he planned. And
All right. But I think this is the moment though. I want to see knight g5, but this is kind of the move where he has to show his hand. Castle one way or the other, bring the knight out, pick a pawn. This is decision time.
this could be a very possible.
Like,
Just
wow.
kind of just kind of throw the pieces. Um, although, and I still like worry. The eval bar is here. But even with the eval bar screaming at me that white is winning, I still have this small fear that at some point you're gonna forget how all this works, and black actually is gonna have the defense. And I mean, this is not so obvious.
But still, bishop e5. It seems that's the clincher every time.
Well, but now I have knight takes, and if queen h4 knight f3 is a
Oh,
problem.
you're just in time. Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. So you're saying Hans could slip away in the worst case if something like this happened.
Well, okay, like obviously there's win here. And that's easy to believe, but I like when you put a knight on g5, and maybe in the original position the opponent can take it, but this just kind of lingers. The difference between this being winning and this just being down a piece, it can be razor thin at times, and it's really annoying to constantly be thinking about, hey, what happens if my opponent does take it, because I am offering a piece. So there's some wildness with this sort of knight g5 e4 direction, and I would love to see it, and I hope to see it. I wonder needs to strike back at some point in this match, and the games they're flying by. But yeah, it's still scary.
Now, funny enough, if Hans had the white pieces, I would expect this from him. This
Yeah.
ultra
So
aggressive play, knight g5, e4. I would not be surprised for 2 seconds, and I'd love it.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think both these players are absolutely willing to play this. I
Okay,
think
this is good
probably.
enough. This is good enough. I'm
Well,
happy with
well,
this.
did he
I'm
did
happy
he
with
just?
this. Played
I missed
e4.
it. Did he put? Okay, e4 on the board. Fight is happening. The king is staying here, or likely now castling queenside. Like this definitely signifies to me a much higher chance of castling queenside because this is aggressive.
And you know what they say about castling opposite sides? Someone's gonna
What?
die. That's what they
Oh,
say. The
I was
full out
like,
war.
I'm like, wait, what do they say about castling opposite sides? I can't remember. Like, I know the knight on F8, there is no mate, but
That's a good
castling on
one too.
opposite sides, you do not die, or you do die. Is that how it
So,
goes?
someone must die.
Someone must die.
Yeah, because you start just throwing things at each other on. It's like the Sicilian, right? King side
Yeah.
attacks versus queen side attacks. That's what we want to see. And yeah, for those of you asking, this is FIDE rated. So this is affecting the FIDE standings. The rating that Hans has gained in this match has actually put him above world champion Gukesh. He's higher rated than him,
Dun, dun,
which
dun.
is kind of awesome to see. I'm not gonna lie. It's you
Yeah,
know,
man.
it puts some cojones on the world champion to step it up. So I'm here for it. Like, let's go.
Yeah,
Han's higher rated than him.
that's and it's got to feel good. Like I don't know how much Hans is paying attention to the absolute live ratings and rankings, but I mean that's just I think it's got to feel good. You know, he Hans is still he has higher ambitions. He wants to push for more. But you take those little nice steps along the way as far as who you're passing when you do.
Of course, you gotta accept the wins because they help you keep going.
Yeah. So what is what is actually happening
I feel like
after
you gotta
E4?
take. Like
Okay, what
Black
if I
wants to
just take
take,
straight up?
and they want to play C5 eventually.
Um, mm,
You're scared.
yeah, well, I was also doubting this taking on E4 because now the bishop is it's hanging, so you can't play C5, and wondering if
But
just C5
don't you
straight up
have
makes more
knight
sense.
of 6? Take the queen and then push C5.
Knight of 6. Now we're not getting a tempo with it. Uh, although if I go Queen D3, which is kind of what I was thinking, C5 and the pawn is pinned on D4.
And I mean, queen C2 still C5. I think is totally fine. But Hans gives us a response. He takes with the knight.
No.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay, so with that, I mean there is some options here. Take with the knight, take with the knight, and then you don't take right away. Like a lot of people against this setup, okay, you don't always have a way of taking, but they do play knight g5 here, and if f5, you're hitting e6, which definitely, I mean, you can't
Oh,
allow that's going to be a fork.
he takes back once. Here's the moment. We're going to see it. Does he take back
So
right
this,
away or play knight G5?
I mean, knight g5 feels a little better with that lingering c5. Like maybe you play knight g5, and if c5 here, you're going to play like a bishop takes e4, and you're trying to just trade it off. Although even still, take and knight f6.
Saves the day.
Oh man,
Keep on hanging.
yeah, I'm getting a bigger feeling as we look through these lines that this needs to be a patient attack. Like you can't just throw your pieces. It's not like Hans is ready with his knight and his bishop, and I mean his queen on d8 even kind of does stay in the action pretty well. So you can't go all out, and you might need to take it a little bit slower.
Yeah,
Bit of a
the vibe
decision
is
point.
almost it's almost you could maybe even leave the pawn there for quite a while. Just continue your game without
Ooh.
wanting to take that pawn back right away.
Yeah, you mean like with knight g5, something different here? I mean, I
Oh, we
guess
get
it's
knight
not going
G5.
there. Okay, knight g5 is on the board. More of a fight. This is a Catalan I want to see. You know, this is a cat fight. Pardon the joke. Uh, where there's actually a bit more aggression than the usual, just very solid, slow.
Yeah, I mean,
Blind's tiniest advantage.
I could get behind this Catalan. Magnus, you should play like this.
That's madness.
I want to
Uh,
see him play a Catalan like this.
yeah. I mean, Magnus has that side. That's I would say with the Wonder Hans, Magnus, like you have these players that I think are very happy playing solid, but will strike when the opportunity arises. And this kind of the perfect opening for that, right? Like it's a solid, okay, I got my solidness, but now that the opportunity is right there, I'm gonna chase after it a bit and try to checkmate you.
All right, so let's look at Hans's options.
Um, so C5 just feels like a big one on the table. I guess you have
C5.
to think about Bishop E4 check.
Yeah,
I
I
mean, it's
like
a
that.
forcing
But
move.
what if he just played King F1 almost? You almost don't want to play Bishop D2 and let the trade go off.
Yeah, I guess the really annoying side to this bishop on B4 is now C5. You're borderline trapping your own bishop because of just A3 B4, but it's not. I mean, it's still a terrible bishop, and C takes D4 is no longer an idea because of B4. I don't see us trapping this, but maybe now we go back to some of our attacking ideas. Rook D1 also is interesting.
Yeah, see, King F1 made some sense, but I think more attractive is definitely C5 and Knight F6.
Yeah, Knight F6 would be the other move that I would be thinking about.
Oh, oh, but the computer doesn't like this one. I feel like
Um,
a solid reason for it.
well, I do if you talk about the C5 lines where black's taking and then playing Knight F6, it feels like the whole point is that you're preserving this knight. This knight's a really good defensive piece. There is this small problem with that bishop takes e4. Like if you trade, then white takes with the queen, of course, and now you don't have a third knight to go to f6 and defend against all this. And then I mean I still don't know. Okay, I see the eval bar. It does not like h6, but
Okay, what? Hold on.
maybe
Let
you
me
just
let me cook you with something. What if we
maybe.
try to go for a crazy trade? You take H7, I take D4.
Oh, you mean like back here with queen
Yeah,
takes?
yeah, right here.
Oh, but
Because
your
you're not
queen.
entering. Uh-huh. Oh yeah. Okay, black is just not gonna be fast enough. I was thinking, okay, bishop B4 is coming, C5 hits the rook. Like if you're not entering in and checkmating, I felt like black was gonna get enough play, but the computer says nah. But I don't think it's
Oh,
so easy.
yeah, I mean, this is just really bad positionally. I mean, at this point, the rook on h1 has served its purpose. But you do have this recommendation of just castling to say, hey, because the whole point of the rook on h1 is to be able to support this knight on g5 against h6, h6, g5. Without that pawn, that h pawn, we don't need the rook. We castle two bishops in an open position. Plus, your
Got it.
king is really awkward, right? Like your rook is struggling to move, so your rook's kind of stuck. I think there's just a lot of awkwardness in this position. Your bishop's really dumb on b7. So there is some challenges there, which I think
Too
is the
much.
overall balance.
Hmm.
I think that's the balance of this position. Is Wonder has like this feint attacking, but I don't think it's really about the attack as much as the attack. Plus, if you defend, there could be some positional concessions that you make. So you have to balance the okay, I'm defending, but I'm not defending in a way that's positionally really bad for me. Like I'm still keeping well placed pieces, still keeping some pressure.
Okay, well, I feel like we've reduced the options down to C5 then.
Yeah, this just to try and reduce the attack. And it's also like if you don't play c5, this bishop on b7, feels a bit silly. So didn't love bishop takes e4 earlier. I think there's just this trade, knight f6, and even taking on d4 problems. So from that, I mean, it could be time. It likely is time to just castle. Though I'm still.
See, and this I like. This is kind of what I was saying. You don't need to take this pawn back right away. You can just continue your game. Because black's never pushing f5. The e6
Yeah.
pawn you just die.
Yeah, and if you take first, then h takes g allows for en passant against f5. So that also has some issues. I don't know how I feel about this position.
No,
I don't.
be happy about it. It wasn't a draw. Awonder's being exciting. It's not
Yeah,
that
that's
same
fair. That's
line.
fair.
Take the pluses. Take the pluses.
No, from a spectator point of view, this is great, but it just like something about this for both sides feels weird. Like it's the kind of position that even though like okay, I'm a grandmaster, I've studied a lot. I do take a look at something like this, and I just feel like I don't feel like I've studied this. I don't feel like this is one of those things that's come up. This type of, I mean, it's not even opposite side castling. It's the opposite side castling, but really fighting in the center and in this funny way of like tactics mixed with positional considerations, and it's not your stereotypical I'm just castling queenside and trying to destroy everything you stand for type position.
Okay, so what I'm hearing from you is that you almost feel like this might have came from like a 960 position because it's so different.
To a point, yeah. Like if you did told me that they were playing this game in Grinka, over there, and this wasn't a match, I'd be like, I kind of see it. C5 has been played.
Let's go.
Okay.
C5. And clearly the best choice out of everything we looked at for black. And
Yeah.
Awonder's got some big questions to answer. Good question.
Yeah,
We
you
actually
can-
did look at bishop before earlier, for those of you asking, and it seemed to not produce anything significant.
Yeah, the biggest issue is you absolutely do want to play c5, and after bishop b4, king f1, the king's actually relatively safe, and now you have to watch out for just a3 if you ever play c5. So I mean, it feels nice that the king's not castling, but to a point, Wonder here, he's okay with it. He's got his rooks pretty ready to still participate in this game, even if a castle doesn't happen, and the king is okay, safe enough. Although with that said, now would be the time if he does castling queenside here.
I mean, it's got to be the
Um,
move.
Yeah, I mean, there's also this interesting suggestion of like d5.
Okay, I had thought about that, but I did not think that was enough.
I mean, this is the kind of move I would play in bullet. Just like I wouldn't know what this does, but it feels like it does something. It feels at least a little bit dangerous, and
It's
you
double
get
edged.
here and yeah, I don't know as much what the point is. Like this does feel awkward. But we're not really taking on e4 because they could worst case scenario just trade off, and nothing ends up dropping in the end with this
But
queen
like,
e8.
why go into all this scary stuff? I think it's unnecessary for black.
Well, I mean this is if a Wonder plays d5. I think
No, I
you're
hear
more
you, but
pushed
is he
into
forced
this
into all
direction.
this? Like he
No,
can
like
take.
he doesn't have to take on d5.
Yeah, I think it's just
But then I have a nice pawn.
fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I just I really hope Awonder has a good answer. Like I hope when he was studying this, looking at it, he knows enough ideas and themes here to continue to press.
Yeah. But it's a little annoying to try and calculate a position like this. Say if you castle, take, even this position, it feels like you have some lingering threats. Actually piecing that together, I mean, black can move the queen either way. How does that affect it? This bishop is now looking to jump in or jump over here. E5 is also around. It doesn't quite work because of the pin here, so you could just take the pawn. But like, there's a lot of these weird lingering moves, and of course, once we move the queen, knight f6 is going to happen.
Yeah, what I'm hearing from you, look, maybe I'm misunderstanding, but what I'm hearing from you is it sounds like they're gonna have to play chess, actually think.
Yeah, I feel like this is a little bit of calculation, but a little bit. I would almost value the time here. Like, I wouldn't be mad at a quick castle and just say, "Hey, I have some pressure. Good luck." And try not to spend too much time because that might be relevant, especially if the attack starts to break out. But I assume, I mean, Awonder really does have three choices here. I guess rook d1 also somewhere. You value the king on e1, which I don't know why you would. Yeah, a technical consideration.
I know. I hope we get castle queenside. I feel like that's the move.
Yeah, yeah. But I wonder. He's playing a more aggressive. He wants to really make something of this position. He's considering the possibilities.
I mean, he has to. He has to strike back because the match is almost over. Like, you're not winning the match so far. You're
Yeah,
struggling to
well,
break even. Like, you gotta do something.
yeah, because now, I mean, 5 games left. He needs 2 wins if he wants to come out victorious. And that's no easy feat because, I mean, a Wonder knows at this point. He's gotten 2 games that he's been really pressing, and even did at some point, even a couple points during the games, did have wins. But Hans is no joke. Like, you get a good position, you get a winning position. He's still fighting. He's still finding very good practical chances. And so at this point, I wonder, like, you have to just try and make the best of every. If 2 winning positions weren't enough, and then you need a third, you need a fourth. Like, you need every chance you can because you always know Hans is not going to go down without a fight.
And that could be why, some people, it kind of rubs him the wrong way because he's so hard to crack. He just will not will not go down, and people find that frustrating. But it's honestly, it's
Yeah.
like a superpower of his.
It's yeah, I can think of at least one person that really expected Hans to crack, but he didn't. Um,
Hey,
hey, wait,
hey,
hey, hey.
who caught strays there? I can't see them, but okay.
Uh, no, I mean, Hans is there for the chess, and I think that's it's a very tough quality, but I think he pushes himself for that. I think he still has those emotions, and they still catch him sometimes. But I do think he is one of the better players for just keeping his nerves and just trying to focus on playing the next best move. Um, when it's I mean, it's required. And that's the focus. If you're dealing with that pressure, like, you just focus on playing the best game you know how.
Okay, so we looked at Queenside Castle. We didn't look at just Rook D1.
Yeah, I didn't pull this one up because I wasn't really sure what the benefit of the king is. I mean, this is just the consideration if you value castling kingside still for some reason. But now, I mean, now just like a bishop b4. I guess king e2 makes more sense to open up the rook, but I mean, this just doesn't. Something about this starting to feel really funny. Just at a very quick glance. I mean, my bishop's never in trouble. It has the c5 square forever. I'm still defending. e5 lingers, and it's not so clear what your king's doing. So I mean, I definitely prefer castling over rook d1. I just don't see the sense behind it.
Well, if it's so clear, which I agree with you, why is A Wonder taking so long? What do you think he's
Uh,
thinking about?
I mean, maybe there's some ideas he's finding here, which I can't say we really just stopped looking at this after knight f6 because it felt like this pawn was dropping. But maybe long term, he's saying it's no big deal. I
No
think
big. Oh man, I.
the queen takes would be a big deal. Just to point this out, the queen is trapped, so no taking on
Yeah,
d4.
no, you take the
But
pawn.
pawn
You want the
takes.
diagonal for the bishop.
I mean, is there is there any unexpected? What? Oh, okay, no. I was gonna say, what about bishop e5? But I guess we do want to stop d3, so castling first makes a lot of sense. Then I just want to play bishop e5, threaten to take, threaten queen h7, checkmate, and bishop e5 is also gonna hit d4.
Okay, that's a bit scary. Well, I'm not gonna lie, that's a bit scary.
It's Yeah, I mean, I don't love this one because you're attacking, and yes, you're gonna take this pawn, and yes, you're gonna create this threat, but it's a little slow. You know your opponent's gonna have time to try to. But how do you defend?
Ah, there's ways. There's for sure ways.
Okay, but to be honest, I'm not quite seeing it. Like, is looking at a way to move this queen around potentially. I guess you could counter on the c file, but it
That feels slow.
does feel slow.
Okay. Okay, I agree. Bishop b5 actually a real threat.
Yeah, I mean
What if
you have this, but I mean rook takes d4 now.
is there any world where bishop d6 is the clincher because you can take on f4 with check, so you're not worried about this pawn.
No, but now I have another piece that wants to take f6.
Good point, but that piece is worth more. Yeah, the bar doesn't totally hate this. I hate it
Yeah.
visually, but
Yeah, it's at least something to think about. I mean, Wonder is sitting in
yeah,
this
that's
position
annoying.
currently after c5. So it's yeah. I mean, why is he spending time? I mean, there's little differences between these three moves. Like, do you value trying to put a pawn on d5 or allowing capture and saying, hey, that little extra pressure I get is worth it? Do you just go for the kind of solid option of castling, or do you go for this kind of slow, hey, I have some lingering pressure with bishop takes e4 take, and then you just bring your queen back to c2 in that line. Like you have the pressure, you're just kind of chilling on your way to actually creating the checkmate threat. But the checkmate threat does happen. It will get there.
And okay, but out of these options, I think it still may be better to retain as much material on the board.
Yeah, which
That
if you,
yeah, that other line, a lot of materials off the board, and if Hans finds the defense, it probably just ends in a dead draw right there. I think just
yes,
keeping some extra material will give us options.
yeah, that one I don't know, because my one concern about castling was actually similar, that it just feels like at some point a capture on e4 is going to happen, so that's at least this trade. And then at some point, if you want to break through, you're going to need to go for this trade. I mean, this is very similar to bishop takes e4 right away, but it feels just a little bit slower actually, because black's already moved their queen and going to be able to bring it maybe to c6 even to start helping with the defense. So I don't know if this castles, unless you're really smart here, feels more aggressive than bishop takes e4. Where this d5, it does feel at least a little bit more aggressive to me, a little bit more in your face. There's probably ways to navigate out of this, but it's maybe gets them sweating a little bit.
Man, okay, d5 looking like a good option, but I wonder really spending a lot of time. And this was his deviation. These are all his ideas he cooked up.
Yeah, it's
I don't like the look of how much time he's spending. Especially when Mr. Grandmaster here is all nervous about this position and how much time it's gonna take to calculate your way out.
yeah.
And
I
out of
think
the
time
two,
could be a big one.
Hans is the better scrambler. Clearly, we've seen that.
Yeah. Yeah, it does make me wonder if that extra 30 minutes, because I mean you see a Wonder has often played a little bit faster, and he's like really good at pacing himself, but almost good at pacing himself to maybe like a 90-minute time control, and he really likes having that extra time just to convert well. And not having that extra 30 minutes is sort of thrown off his pacing, where even when he does get these winning positions, yeah, as you're pointing out, Hans is the better blitz player, better scrambler, and it's throwing him for a bit of a loop there to not have that extra time he's used to converting these positions.
Yeah, I want to give a quick shout out. There's a significant amount of you in chat and just viewers that have come from watching the Netflix documentary, and all of a sudden you're watching a chess stream. I think that's freaking awesome.
That is good. The
I love that you
connection.
watched it. Love that you got here. I hope you start playing some chess games. Um, I love it, man. It's freaking awesome. From Netflix to here. I see you
Yeah,
guys. I see the subtle comments, and I'm very excited about it because it means chess got bigger. Chess got more
yeah,
exciting, and I'm here for it.
yeah, and that's always good to see people coming in and checking it out. And I mean, some people here seem to be here from seeing that also to support Hans, and so you know how they felt about the documentary. I think we all felt a bit similar about some of what was said in there. Um, I mean, it's a great thing. I think one of the beautiful parts about chess is how accessible it is to so many people, and so the more people are able to see that, they're able to find some enjoyment, excitement, yeah, entertainment in it. I think is always a positive thing.
I know. I just want more. I want the next docu, the next show, the next Queen's Gambit too. Like, give us all. I want all of it.
Yeah. Um. Okay. So he spent, man, he spent a little longer here than I would have anticipated. Not because I don't think this is a serious moment. I think there are little differences in all these lines that it's worth spending a moment on. But every minute is valuable, and he's 10 minutes down on the clock already.
You're nervous.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, and just to show some of this again, I mean, this is perfectly possible. I was looking at
Hold on.
some
Before
sort
you
of
show
thinking.
this, I do want to, because you're looking at it, we do have a chat suggestion. What about Bishop F6 rather than moving the queen over?
The queen.
I think it's a perfectly valid suggestion. There
My
must be
concern,
something.
well, my concern about putting the bishop on f6 often is that we don't have it for the knight. So it's almost less about this queen and more just about preparing knight f6. He keeps the rook alive, ready to double up on the d file. But now, if we do that same thing, let's just say queen e8, then we could see a takes here, take, and the perfect defensive move that I wanted to play is no longer there. I mean, it's not completely the end of the world, but it just feels like, okay, now I'm gonna have to play something like g6, and then I'm gonna have to reposition this bishop, and then I'm gonna have to go knight f6. It's just not ideal for a threat against the rook. That, okay, rook d2. The rook's probably not as good on d2 as, I mean, it felt pretty good on d4, but it's not that big of a difference to make taking the square away from the knight, I think, effective.
I think that makes very clear sense. That knight is going to be the savior of the black position, and so you need to keep it available.
Yeah, but okay, just to credit the time Wonder's spending, this is a weird position from white as well, because you calculate ahead, right? You calculate castle, and maybe you anticipate c takes d4, but and there are probably other moves there, and then you have to say, okay, what's the difference between queen e8, queen c8, or even like bishop c5? So let's go for the same kind of idea with bishop f6, but not block off our knight. And then here, like a queen e7. Like, what's the difference between all these queen moves, and where the pieces are getting placed? And do they look good for me? And that type of variance is really annoying to try and calculate and think through. In combination with the fact that you have d5s and bishop takes e4s earlier to boot.
Yeah, and out of those options, I actually something about me feels that queen c8 kind of feels nice. Just making the bishop not a hanging piece anymore. And
Yeah,
eyeing
this
this T
feels pretty
pawn.
natural.
Just if I was playing a blitz game, I think I would choose this one.
Yeah, and it kind of lingers that you can go queen c5 at some point and maybe try to sneak over to the defense if needed.
I mean, there's also a world where I'm thinking about pushing b5 and just trading the queens and getting rid of all this scary checkmate ideas. Like, I want that gone.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I did
Oh, we
glance at
get an
the.
answer. We
Oh,
finally
wait
get
a
an
second.
answer. He plays
Go back.
d5.
He does go to see. I with the time he was spending, there was a little feeling, a little inkling that this could be. I wonder he wants more. This d5, he's trying to push for it. So take does feel pretty expected. I mean, I guess he doesn't have to take, but allowing this, how is e5?
Whoa, 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 whoa. E5.
This feels pretty bad because you're still not, even though you're not losing the pawn after f5, you're still getting forked. So that doesn't
Yeah,
change.
and that d5 pawn's just like a massive pain in your position. Oh gosh.
Okay,
Dead
so
bishop. Oh, I think you gotta take it.
does feel that way. And then I mean, we were looking at this a lot earlier, and it felt a little dangerous, but the actual
It's
problems for
still
black.
it feels
Okay,
dangerous.
the move I could get on board with is bishop e5. Because the part I didn't like about this position is it just felt like black was ready to entangle, get out of the pin, and this prevents that. Because now bishop takes f6, I'm going to remove the defender of the bishop on d5. So you do have to defend it there. This actually looks really annoying. For black already. Just
Yeah,
hey, you pinned.
it feels like black has to slowly get out of this. Actually, how do you slowly get out of this? I mean, queen d7 might be too slow with
Oh
its
yeah,
e4
queen. I mean,
pawn.
this has to be absolutely
Yeah, how
toast.
do you? Because you want to get out of this pin like right away, and there's just no easy, immediate way.
No, I mean, I think we have to go back. I don't see Hans wanting any piece of that. But if you're not taking right away, then I mean, I guess you're playing knight f6 is really the only other move. It feels like.
It all starts to feel a bit unpleasant. But I like
Yeah,
that Hans has an extra 10 minutes. I mean, it feels like he's gonna need those 10 minutes.
yeah, yeah. This is it's kind of game time, right? I know we're already at 30 minutes in, for actually like more like 45. So like we're into this game for sure. But now it feels like the action's really starting to happen. This is the big decision moments for both sides. Wonder he made his shot, and now Hans, it's his time to decide. I kind of expected semi decent think. I mean, it's Hans doesn't have a ton of options, but it's so critical here between the takes and the knight of six, and what even is the difference?
And
Is
96 just feels better.
I mean, because you can always transpose, right? Like we know after bishop takes castles that we're for sure playing knight f6. So here you could always play bishop takes d5. Anyways, I mean it seems like with d6 lingering, bishop d6 is the only other move, and you just blockade. But it
Yeah.
take bishop takes e4.
Okay, I was looking at these ideas with bishop d6, but is there any world where, because I was thinking maybe you just play king b1 and you allow black to take on f4 so you can have an open g file. And you just say, okay, I'm still
They
going to
just
get you.
play what bishop takes here.
No, no, just king b1.
King b1.
Yeah, like you're like baiting them to take so that you can get a g file open. Or maybe it's
Now,
not concrete enough.
now I'm definitely taking this.
And you're saying white has nothing here. Man.
But the problem is now when you take, I will always have bishop takes e4, right? Because your queen's there and
Yeah.
your king is
Yeah,
there,
you
which is
move the
just as
king into
valuable.
it. Okay.
So I mean, that kind of leaves you trying to play. Yeah, actually, I don't even know. Like you need king a1 and queen d. Like you need like 3 moves to try and
Yeah.
punish
Okay, let's go
this.
back a little bit then. Because I want to generate more attack for white.
I mean, if you want to leave the bishop, I think you do need to take here. And I think that leaves you with bishop takes or knight takes. I mean, knight takes is sort of focusing more, I guess, here. So you kind of give up on that h7 pressure. And just try to make the best of this. Take. Now if you take, like, for sure I have knight f3.
I don't hate this either. Still open G file. Subtle pressure.
I don't know if I
Okay.
like this. I see these pawns. Like I actually don't hate being black even in blitz or bullet games like this where my opponent just has weak pawns and they try to checkmate me, but somewhere they underestimate their pawns. I take a couple of them and then I just say, okay, now every queen trade for me ever is winning.
Somebody says, why are they playing chess in a restaurant? This is not a restaurant. This is the Blitz Society.
It's a
Fantastic chess
pattern.
venue. It's more of a bar, if anything. But it's just a really nice place. They put on a great event. We're very thankful for them.
Yeah, and what a great point. What better way to wait for your food than to play chess? You know, you got 30 minutes. Like, yeah, you just play a chess game. Super easy. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let me put the live position on the board here. So here after e5. And yeah, it feels like. I mean, Hans hasn't taken yet. So, I mean, if you're not taking on d5, e5 was garbage. Is there. Is there
Don't do
h6?
it. Don't do it.
I really don't believe in this move. I
It feels
kind of
so loose
suspected
with
we could just take
e6.
knight f6.
Oh no.
Can I not destroy you? If I take what's oh man, eval bar shooting way up, but give me a second, give me a second. What am I spacing out on? So we take oh they just take whoa, because if you take b7, now I take f4. And if you take the knights, I take e4.
Oh,
And
and you
you're
weasel away. Okay.
man. Okay. So h6
Um,
isn't entirely insane.
but it feels man.
Just castle. Like it, yeah, it does look really
It feels
bad.
so nervous here. And this could be credit to a Wonder's prep. I mean, this is kind of what you want is you want to find these what the computer says is balanced positions, but that feel very dangerous for one side. And you're hoping that black or your opponent just doesn't find the safe line.
Yeah, I mean you feel the nerves. I remember playing against Injik, Grandmaster Injik many years ago, and I think it was against him. He just like sacked 2 pawns against me and went for the attack. And it was one of those, I'm like, look, you know I'm fine here going for this 2 pawn sack. Like I have to have a defense, and I know I have to have a defense. But in the moment dealing with that attack was still very difficult, and we ended up drawing. I had to sack the pawns back not to just get completely obliterated, and we drew the game. And so he went for like an unsound attack, but it was still just so mentally scary, honestly, that it gave him some chances and kind of kept him in the game. So the psychology of being in this position where you kind of feel like, hey, maybe I'm okay, but one mistake and I'm getting checkmated is not a fun place to be by any stretch of the imagination.
And the advantages is that your opponent ends up playing a whole game where they feel like they didn't get to play very much. It wasn't very fun. They were on the back foot the whole time, and they just walk away pretty exhausted. And so
Yeah,
it's not where you want to be, and it's where A Wonder does want to place Hans in because A Wonder's been in that spot this whole time, being down the point, not getting any wins, Hans holding everything.
right.
This maybe he can finally pull through today.
Yeah, put the pressure. I mean, we're here for the excitement. We're here for the battle. So I mean, this is already pretty good after the last couple of games. I mean, game two, when I wonder had the white pieces, or I sorry, game four, he just went for the quick draw, upset about losing the previous game, and the last game, like it was a little bit more play, but Hans was totally fine in the defense, and it just fizzled out. So I mean, it's been funny because like Hans has been doing pretty well with the black pieces, but so is a Wonder, and this is the first time that it feels like a Wonder has actually used the white pieces to kind of get some initiative and at least make it a more dangerous type defense for Hans.
Yeah, I wonder if we can pull up our image of just the players for a second, see if we can get a glimpse into the intensity of the room. And for those of you asking, yeah, I do believe that is the tournament director, the TD back there behind them. Ha, I guess you could call him a referee if you want. But if something happens during the rated game, he'll come settle any disputes.
Yeah. And they both just look super focused. I mean, this doesn't seem like one that one player is a bit discouraged or I mean even nervous. Like they both just look like they're in their zone, thinking through the position, trying to figure it out. I would guess they both have a sense of the evaluation. I think they're good enough, strong enough to be like, okay, this probably there's a way for Hans here to just get out of danger completely, but it's a very different story, and they're going to spend the time, they're going to spend the concentration, really trying to dissect any chances in this position.
And what makes me happy is that, Hayden, since you have the controls, can you check for us how many games are available in the database here? Because I feel like we're breaking new ground.
Oh, definitely. It actually makes me curious to go back and see. I kind of lost sight. I think we got out of this. Okay, knight takes e4. Hans was actually the one
Oh,
that
we got an
took us
answer finally.
out of it.
He does take. He does take.
Okay, yeah, taking once makes sense. It all still lingers. Now, I don't hate h6 somewhere. Even though it doesn't seem like we're really ever taking, just Hans having that lingering pressure, I think, you have such limited pressure here as black right now. Having that would be quite nice. Well, h6, but I mean, this can come anytime. Knight f6. I mean, I guess not here. This is the only point I would say you don't play it because d6 is on its way.
Yeah.
But in general, I would probably be a little happier with black if I just had h6 on the board, even if I'm not taking.
All right. So if Hans goes in the tank again some more, which I am expecting, I do want to continue this, the breaking of new ground, because I mean this is like new theory. We could see, after seeing this exciting chess, we could see this at the grandmaster level a whole lot more. I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, just
others are going to
h4
pick
being
up on
there.
this.
No, definitely. Actually, a great example of this was a Wonder's last match. From what I know of, they had this really, really funny game
With
where
Hikaru?
Hikaru played a like very early g4, And if you looked in the database, it was actually Fabiano, and I think Title Tuesday was playing this like really funny early G4 with E4 and D3. But Awonder, I mean, so Hikaru plays G4, and Awonder responded immediately. So you have to imagine, like they both players, Hikaru and Awonder, were just watching maybe these games that Fabi's playing in Title Tuesday and playing Adventurous, somewhere. And
No,
yeah,
for sure.
it's definitely the world.
These top players keep very close tabs on each other's openings and what's being played at any tournament. I mean, like someone like yourself, I know, who may not be playing, competitive chess like this anymore. You still are watching all of these games and keeping up with the most modern opening theory by watching them play. I mean, other players are going to see these games. They're going to take notes. I hope that this helps make the Catalan an exciting option at the top level.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Catalan player, either for white or black, you have two strong 2,700 players going at it for the fourth time in one match. Like you should be checking out these games just to say, okay, what little changes are they looking for? What little initiatives? Now, someone was pointing out this H6 potential D6 right away, which does seem a bit funny and might be a dissuader from going early H6. Now, I do see the suggestion of just taking G5. And I guess the idea is you're protecting E4, but I mean, I would not be entirely convinced by the opening of this H file. If this is what you're telling me is the best line, I might not go for H6. So perfectly fair suggestion.
And we could see this. I mean, he's in the tank right now. H6 might be something he's eyeing.
Yeah, I will say I find it a little surprising. While the move E takes D5 makes sense to me, the second pause, and I wonder. I mean, Hans must have been thinking about H6 last move if he's going to spend the time there, but then pause. So he kind of decided last move H6 wasn't for him, so he absolutely needs to take. He takes D5, and now he's going for a second glance. And I suspect he's deciding between maybe knight f6 and again h6. If he thought about it last move, like that has to make a return just to say, hey, like things have changed. Is this now a better version of it?
Yeah. But I think knight f6 comes with the most flexibility. It seems the most reasonable. And I would like a world where he just plays it and doesn't go into too much time pressure now. Just kind of plays it quickly and says, okay, Awonder, show me what you got.
Well, I would love to have that confidence to play any move here quickly, but I mean, this is actually a really good indicator. If h6 here, you're likely pushing it in a very different direction because I mean the decision for white is d6 or knight takes e4. H takes g5 actually is an idea currently with that pressure against g5, bishop and queen. So you do force things a little bit more, and I don't think you get that after knight f6 because you're blocking that same type of attack. Plus, you're putting your knight on a square where h6, h takes is now going to hit it. So this actually is a very big deciding factor. Now, I kind of moved on from bishop takes d5, but technically that could be a move. I don't think it makes sense over knight f6 because knight f6 castle, you can always go back to bishop takes d5.
Yeah,
so knight f6 makes more sense, but I think this is a decision between basically h6 and not h6 since the potential threat actually exists with h6 right here, right now.
Some big questions for Hans to answer. I hear you.
Yeah.
It just makes you a tad bit nervous.
Okay, another suggestion.
Oh no.
Yeah, for d6. I mean, d6 is one you do think about. Okay, so you can't castle because a bishop takes f4. Check.
Yeah.
So it'd have to be rook d1.
And here I feel like just Blocking's fine.
It's the sad reality to these lines that we're kind of glancing through is this pin actually doesn't feel as bad as it should be. Like, yeah, this is the type of pin if I'm looking at this in a blitz game and I can't take advantage of it, that I'm looking after the game like, okay, what did I miss? And so the fact that you actually can get away with this because, I mean, I really think it's because your own king's in the center, right? So you want to break through with takes, but you do have to be mindful of getting pinned yourself. Makes this type of blocking the pin very possible.
Yeah, and also usually when you want these pins to work, usually you have a pawn that's coming to hit that pin piece. That's when it's at its
Yeah.
worst. And there's just no C pawn here.
Yeah.
You can't. There's nothing there.
Yeah, absolutely. Bishop d5. We wish we could bring that pawn back from c3. It lived such a good life, and where did it go? It all went wrong. Actually, it
did its job.
Still there.
It did its job.
It's right there. Okay, so what would you prefer? I mean, from the little looks at these lines, are you feeling more knight of 6, more?
I'm still feeling more knight of 6.
Okay, so you're still leaning more. I want to take a look actually at knight takes e4. I didn't look at this too much. Just knew it was an option. But how do we feel? D6 now is looking really scary.
This feels a bit more drawish already.
So knight of 6 is
like the openness of the board. Yeah. Oh, I feel like a bunch of trades are just going to get triggered here.
Yeah, and I have time to do this because taking protects my knight. Okay. And if I take, then I have time to take here because of my own pin. Or no, yeah, wait. Why can't I just castle here? Oh, because now the check.
Take on F4.
Okay, now the check. Yeah, that's right. That bishop takes F4.
So yeah, it seems that black is able to wiggle out in all of these lines. It just feels scary.
Yeah, this H6 is a real possibility. I'm kind of torn on this because I want to agree. Like knight f6 is just, we know we want to play knight f6, so putting it on the board, making sure to lock that in, does sound positive. But the ability to, it seems like, kick this knight or take this knight in the case of that d6 line is there, and that's tempting because this is just, it's a scary piece to have the knight on g5. So if I can kick it, I'm gonna be real tempted to kick it and just be done with that stress.
Yeah, the one thing I'll give you though is that with the time spent, if you don't play h6, it feels like you wasted all that time. Like knight f6 could have been played right away. You almost want to play h6 to show that, yeah, you work through everything that happens in h6 and I'm ready to combat you. But if you just play knight f6, it just feels like, okay, you could have done that right away.
Yeah, I mean, there is some of that. That's actually a terrible point or terrible place to be in. I think that's why so often the long things can be wrong things, is because once you hit about even 20 minutes, I mean, in this case, I would say 10 because it's a shorter time control. Like once you hit something that can be considered a significant time spent, it feels like you need something incredible. And so we can easily talk ourselves into, hey, I need to go for this more adventurous move because I spent the time calculating it. So am I supposed to say all that was for naught? Now, reality is the time spent, if it is effective, which you can expect both these players and Hans right now, like his thinking is going to be effective. He's a strong player. That the thinking rarely goes to waste. Like even if you're thinking about that h6, there are some lines that knight takes e4 is coming up after knight f6. I think bishop d6 is a commonality that is possible between both lines, and you're still going to be sharing some of those same ideas and positions, right? Here's knight takes e4, even if you don't go for that exact move. And then sometimes you do need to trust that.
Yeah, funny enough, this sounds like the sunk cost fallacy, but like time in chess, You spent you made a spend and you want to justify it, but no matter what you do, it's still gone. Time spent, the money's gone. Same principle here. But
Right.
maybe you're right. Maybe they're plenty strong. They won't allow that to happen.
Yeah, no, I think they're going to make use, and it's surprising. I mean, chess is incredibly resourceful in that, and the fact that shared resources or things you thought about 5 moves ago can still be relevant in some way. I mean, that's how you learn chess. So, like, you learn all these little ideas, and when you're thinking through a position, you're learning those little ideas, and then you're applying it the best that you can.
Yeah.
Though
So okay, I gotta ask you, don't you have a head-to-head score with Hans?
okay, I've played both of these players over the years. I first played a Wonder back in 2012 at the Chicago
Wait,
Open.
we got an answer finally.
Oh, wait a second. Okay, he did
Yes,
go. Oh
knight
man, he went.
f6.
He did go knight f6. But yeah, I played a Wonder. I swear he was like 8 years old. Like he was so just this little kid. I had no idea that he was
You
going
were
to
a
be an
little
absolute
kid. What are you
beast.
talking about?
Nah, nah, nah. I was a teenager. I was old.
Oh my
At
gosh.
chess years, and I first played Hans back in 2016 at the Millionaire Open, and I actually always want to find that game against Hans because I haven't, but I remember I came up with some opening theory. But I will say to both these players, like very impressive. Like I remember after that game with Hans, we were discussing it, and he was like he had flagged, and I was winning, but he was like so convinced that I was winning, and I was a GM at the time, and I was like I wasn't so convinced. Like I knew I was much better, but he was so convinced that like it was completely winning for me, so he didn't feel bad about flagging. And then I looked at it after. I'm like, oh wait a second, he was right. Like the computer's like, yeah, you're completely winning. I'm like, oh man, this kid might actually be something. But I wonder. I mean, he skyrocketed too. I played him many times over the years, and yeah, I mean, a lot of respect for them from personal experience.
Super strong. And now it's time for A Wonder to answer back. Now, you've said before, and I agree, he does very good at thinking on his opponent's time. This is where I'd like to see it. I'd like for him to just have a response ready. You must have been thinking the whole 20 minutes he was thinking. You should have a response, and thank goodness we see it.
Yeah,
Time pressure, a quick move. This is exactly what I want from A Wonder. He castles queenside.
yeah, and I mean, Hans spent all that time. Like, I wonder, as you said, he's sitting here thinking through, and castling is just it's one of those moves you're thinking about after anything Black could have done as one of your top considerations. So I mean, we could see this Bishop D6. I would be shocked if Hans went back to this Bishop takes D5 now. While it's still an option, I assume Knight F6 is more of an of looking for this type of Bishop D6 setup.
He looks a bit frustrated. I'm not gonna lie, especially that he played it so quickly.
Yeah,
He got back
yeah.
to the board. I think he was a bit annoyed.
No, that's one of my favorite things. I mean, I you know, when you think a lot on your opponent's time and they bust out a move and you're like, that's I've been sitting here for the 10 minutes thinking, planning on that exact thing, and you can just bust it out and say, okay, I know you were kind of stressing, you're spending time, you're trying to figure this out. Well, now it's still on you. Like you still have to make this big decision. And just as a reminder, Bishop takes D5 seemed a little scary after Bishop E5 just trying to take there, weaken Bishop takes E4. Bishop D6, I mean, just to emphasize this for a second, how do you take back on E4? I mean, I was leaning towards knight takes, but I guess it's not. Okay, wait. We may actually
He was
have.
about to show us. It looks like Bishop D6. Yeah, Bishop D6 on the board.
Yeah.
Seems the
Yeah.
safest play. I was going to say, yeah, I do think it's a bit diabolical when I'm at a tournament and I'm waiting for my opponent to take that half. Like he gets up off his chair halfway up, and then I play my move. And he's having to sit back down. And you're like, got him.
Yeah, you can never do that. Honestly, don't never stand up right away. It is like so defeating if you spend all this time, you play this move, and you're like, now you're gonna have to think. And they say, no, sit back down. Like, where do you think you're going? I'm not impressed by this move.
Yeah, although I do think the big brain move to do there is to still walk away, say, I don't care what you played. I'm still gonna go get some water.
Man, Tony's over here playing 5D chess, like
Hey, the mind
bringing
games are
it.
fun at tournaments. Okay, I really enjoy them.
Oh my
I've done
goodness,
some diabolical mind games in my tournament history,
that's true.
especially the ones where I'm like, oh my gosh, is that a blunder? Psych, it's not a blunder, and he falls for it. Those are my favorite.
Oh man, that's
Oh wait, we did not look at this at all. Bishop e3. He returns the bishop.
Ooh.
I like this, but the computer does not.
Okay, but only wait a second. Give it a second.
Wait,
It's
it's
jumping
swinging
around
it.
a little bit. It's unsure. It's trying to wrap its head around bishop e3. This is full aggression, right? Because after takes, okay, there's no longer this bishop e5 go after the knight this way. But there are some juicy options. I'm seeing the suggestions. There's a
Wait.
knight takes h7. There's a rook takes d5.
Yeah,
There's
I want to sack my rook. I want to sack my rook.
g4. Wow.
Rook takes d5 first. That screams at me.
Okay, this is pretty straight up.
This
Okay, I'm sorry. I glanced. I try not to look at the computer moves, but I glanced it. I saw, oh my gosh, if Awonder calculated this next move when through all this, that's very impressive.
You mean in this position?
In this position, the next move, Tony, give me your best shot. What are you thinking?
Let's see.
Insane, holy.
Okay. He says it's insane. There must be something crazy.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful, he said. I mean, my first instinct is just to play rook d1 and pin the bishop and keep all the pressure.
Think you're playing a bullet game. Think you're playing a bullet game, and you just want to sack everything.
If I want to sack everything, then I don't know, like knight f7 starts to pop out, or
the 7 is a sacrifice.
You want to crack the king open more. What are you getting at here?
Okay. The move is a bishop g6.
No,
with the idea that after takes you're playing
h4?
h5. Yeah, the pawn is on its way.
Okay,
he's
oh my goodness.
He is toast. Look at this. Sack the rook. The rook gets sacked. Every piece to get the checkmate. Okay,
but do you have to take? Is it that convincing? Like after bishop g6, I feel like.
But the thing is that's so crazy. I don't know. Let's just say a queen move, right, to protect f7. Is you just play h5 and there's like this standoff over on the king side where you're not really taking me, and I mean this is wild.
This is the culmination of all these ideas. The pressure on h7, the early h4, the queen on c2. It makes your white position make sense. I would love to see this on the board.
Yeah, and this is actually back to the point of just time spending. I mean, Hans spent a good amount of time in these last few moves, and now you're kind of facing that consequence because bishop e3. I mean, I didn't anticipate. You didn't anticipate it. Hans. I mean, maybe he thought about this, but I think this was more of a decision between the other captures that he was probably thinking about. So this move comes as a surprise, and now he needs to kind of manage his time because another 10-minute think, and you're already sweating a bit.
Yeah. Okay, but I will say, practically you don't play bishop takes d5 because the rook sack just looks too juicy. Like I don't even think about it. I think you're just asking to get pummeled, especially when you have the time deficit.
But what else would you do? Like,
can you take the time and maybe just like queen e7, like something just a bit more solidifying? Do you have the time?
But now I'm going back for the same idea. But the thing is, avoiding this trade just for this positionally, I think is fantastic for white. because your bishop basically acts like a big pawn on t6. Like it's not really. I mean, maybe it tries to go e5, but you're just opening the door for potential f4s or for this pawn to push. So like this bishop, I mean, could contribute, but it just doesn't feel like it's contributing as much as this bishop that's literally staring down. And if you play h6 now, like you have to be ready for a g4, g5 type potential. I mean, this is beneficial if you play it slow.
Okay. And we do see a power move by Awonder getting up out the board, taking a lap. This is exactly what you want to do. When your opponent's under time pressure, he's tanking, you're up on time. Yeah, walk away. Let him stir.
Let him stir. There was I think, and who was I talking to that was mentioning? It might have been Leiko was talking about doing this, but I don't think from fully his perspective, it was actually something he learned from Kasparov, and then was employing himself as like a slight psychological degree. Like when your opponent's you're locked in the tank, you leave the board, so it feels very casual. It feels go ahead, spend the 10, the 15, the 20 minutes like you're by yourself, you're in your zone, like just do your thing. It's totally fine. Don't worry. There's no battle here, and I mean it's easy to get stuck in that.
Yeah, and I think I remember what you're talking about. I do believe it was a lecture by Peter. And I remember him saying something to the effect that, yeah, if you stay at the board and you watch your opponent kind of like suffer or be angsty, your human nature of empathy starts to kind of subconsciously exude, and you're less likely to do the critical things you need to in the position. And so you should walk away, not let that affect you.
Yeah, I mean that's the battle off the board, right? Where you're trying to read your opponent, think about what's going through their head, and I mean obviously we're here to play our best game, no matter what. Like that should be our focus. But it still makes you feel good, like if your opponent is not in their zone, like you start to think about that. But it could also have that negative effect where like, oh man, like maybe they are they're human, they're relatable, they're not the enemy, and they this is we're not here to make friends during the game. Friends happen after the game.
Yeah, and actually that's one of the worst things about like playing your friends in tournaments, right? That because that's what's going on. You humanize them. You don't think about just the chess game. You're worried about all this other stuff. Your friendship, blah blah blah. You know, the digs you're gonna give each other afterwards. But it's all about the board. It's all about the game.
Yeah. And okay, so with this position, so we talked about bishop takes d5. That does feel very scary to go into, especially with that whole bishop g6 wildness. So I mean, you could do something like bishop e5, kind of saying that the bishop here is just the positive, right? If he didn't want to trade bishops, I'm going to try and make the most of my bishop. But this one still feels a bit weird to me.
Actually, I like this one because I think there's a world where you stick it on d4, and because the queen and rook are on the c file, you're going to have a bit of extra time.
And what, you're just saying if bishop takes h6, does this really lead to nothing?
It seems like no. It seems like no. Engine fearless here.
Yeah, I see the eval. I mean, that's really annoying. It's like, how do I have
Wait. What if
one, two, three, four, like five pieces pointed at your king and you're alive? I don't understand.
oh, okay. I'm like, I was gonna say I want these bishop g6 ideas to work again, but they just don't work here. Not
Yeah, I mean,
anymore.
you need the open H file.
Yeah.
That's what
It's
makes that a possibility.
but what is guaranteed is because this feels scary, Awonder is going to have a time advantage.
Yeah,
And now it's significant. 20 minutes in this time control is significant. For those of you asking, there's no second time control. This is it. It's 30-second increment.
yeah. Other than
I mean,
that,
in the last
no
game, they
extra
played
time.
93 moves, no second time control. 90 plus moves.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean that game. I'm trying to think. So it finished at like
It was like
1:30,
almost four
right?
hour game. Yeah, like three
Yeah,
hours,
four
40 minutes.
hours. And that's how. Oh my goodness, which is crazy. So actually, I'm gonna say the fact that they. I mean, I know one of the games we saw was over 70 moves. They had a 90 move game. I mean, that's a big testament to how fighting this chess is. That they're having multiple. Not, I mean, it's not just one, but two super long move battles, and it's actually battles. It's not like they're just twiddling their thumbs, moving pieces around. Like no, someone's actually fighting till the very end to hold on in those games. And yeah, I mean that 30 seconds just really building up. But I mean, it's also a long game, and surely going almost back to back, you're gonna feel some of the fatigue.
Agreed, agreed. Let's go back to the live position really quick and just see, because here's where Hans is drumming up. Does he find bishop takes d5 and shows us he's fearless? He's like, I don't care, a wonder. I have rock hard, not abs, but calculation. I've worked my way through all of this.
I
I
have
spent the
I have
time.
a six pack of calculation.
That's right. That's
Um,
right.
been doing my calculation crunches every day. Um, I mean, I just don't know. Like, it's so weird. Like, you're just trying to anticipate the positional consequences. I mean, it seems like knight takes e4 is the positional move if you do nothing, and then I just barreled down with these bishops. So you're trying to think of how do you respond best to that.
Oh, and we get an
Uh,
answer.
oh, and he does go for it.
He
Bishop
does it.
takes
He found
e5.
it. I'm telling you, rock hard abs. I mean, calculation. Let's go, Hans. All the work he put in thinking is paying off here.
The oh yeah, comments are crazy. Um, yeah, I mean respect. He's willing to fight. Now, I mean bishop or rook takes d5. We did see that line, and I mean it's easy. It's easy when you have an eval bar to just be like, yeah, give up the exchange. Could we see something different from? I mean, how crazy is? I don't know the point of this. What about the same? I mean, is this ever a thought, or are we just down?
No, no.
Yeah, we
You
have
threw
no
it.
attack. We
You
have no
threw
attack.
everything away. The pressure is in keeping the stuff except your rook. Please sack that rook. Come on. Where's Levy when I need him? Levy, can you say the thing? If you say the thing, maybe he'll play it. It just I mean any time control but classical, you just snap it.
Yeah. There is pausing here though. Just not sure what else you would do except
Come
rook
on, I
takes.
wonder. You got the cojones. I know it. I believe.
I mean, there's some. I think the only other real consideration, it does look like there's an idea like knight takes h7, which
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
is,
whoa,
I mean, it's
whoa.
pretty wild. But
But that knight's so beautiful.
yeah, it feels a little weird. But I mean, the knight can't take because then you just take the bishop.
Yeah, you just take with
After
the
king
king.
takes, you're going for the same position. It's not about attacking as much. I mean, still the attack lingers, but it's just saying, hey, the light squares are super valuable here. I still have like h5, h6, and I
This
can just
this is
try
a
to post up.
clear exchange down. This is different. This is
Yeah, I mean, I don't love this compared to rook takes d5, but it should be a possibility. And I don't love this because it does feel like Hans here could operate on the dark squares, and that should be enough to get some counter or some defense.
yeah, and the bishop's
For
not
this.
clamped. Like maybe if there was a pawn on c4 and that bishop was clamped in the center and like kind of
Yeah,
cuts the board, then I feel like okay, give it to me all day. But
yeah.
let's take a look at these g4 lines that apparently are also very possible.
See, but I think G4. I mean, okay, this is one of the top moves the computer's suggesting, but I think it's just a placeholder, right? Like I don't know if G4 actually does an insane amount. It's just saying, hey, I still have all those same take ideas in the position, and this move just doesn't ruin them. I don't think it's actually like a real idea. I think it really is between knight takes h7 and rook takes d5.
All right. Well, if it's between those two, rook takes d5, easy.
Yeah, rook takes. And just to show this line again, take, bishop takes, knight goes back. I mean, although knight takes e3 could be an option. And the crazy suggestion, bishop g6, where you just threaten f7 and invite take in h5 where white is looking winning.
Now, I'm sure, because the chat's going to want to know, like, what about that rook?
What about
Once
which
you
rook?
take, yeah, once you take.
The full line. Yeah, let's take, and then we sack the rook. Rook takes h5, and yeah, I mean it's over. You take queen h7. If you dodge after rook takes h5, like you're still just. That's why you never push f6 or move the f5.
Yeah, I actually meant the rook on a8. You know,
Rook on a8.
Yeah, once the bishop becomes free.
Oh, you're saying we don't. That's not real. We don't ever take this.
Perfect.
So boring.
But we had to ask because I know people will ask.
No, so I think the biggest problem is you're down a pawn. Like, I was gonna say positionally it also feels bad, and I was gonna start with that, but you're just down a pawn, like, and now you have no attack. Like you can't dislodge this defending knight. H6 is on the horizon. The queen is fantastic on this diagonal. Just the pawn.
I like it. Well, what makes me nervous though is that Hans is continuing to find the most accurate defense. The path to victory is thinning here.
Well, I mean,
I'm starting to get nervous for Awonder.
There's a path to a decisive result for either of these players. I mean, it feels more and more like this is going to come down to pressure. I mean, Hans feeling the pressure of the attack, Awonder feeling the pressure of the material. He's currently down 2 pawns for the record. And at some point, just one slip up and one of them easily could win.
But what I don't like is this is reminiscence of some of the other games they've played. And in those games, Hans slips away or wins. And then we don't get an even match. That's where my worry is.
Although I gotta say, I mean, look at Awonder's posture. That looks like attack. Like I'm ready to go after you. Like I'm not backing down.
Okay, let's take a look. Can we get a view of the players?
Yeah, let's get that.
You think Awonder looks super locked in?
I think yeah. Awonder. I mean, he's working through the lines. This is going to be a fight, and I think he's ready for it. And still having to work through things, but I don't know what to make of Hans. Hans just looks like he's chilling. He's like, things are gonna happen. I'm here for it. Yeah, it's just.
I think he's just calculating in his head. I think he would like to get up from the board and just kind of walk around and think in his head, but just the fact that he's down to almost 10 minutes, he's got to be pretty stationary.
Yeah. We need the Hans experts, the ones that can tell us. What do you think's going through his head? Because I think Awonder, like his seems pretty clear. If there's any pros on the Hans head scratch and concentration team knows exactly what's up.
Well, I hope we see rook takes d5. My heart sings for that move. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Bro wants a sandwich. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I mean, it is dinner time for these players, probably. It's been a long day. They had to really speed through lunch. Maybe they didn't have time to even eat lunch because the match ended so late. It's very possible.
Yeah. Yeah, although I mean they pushed back the game 15 minutes, so I mean they have to go and get something. It's tough though because I know when I was really in tournaments and stuff, sometimes eating's just something you forget to do. Like you're so focused and the nerves that you're just not locked in. So the fact that the games were close, you kind of have to reset, chill out in between games to the point you're like, okay, like I can eat. I need to eat because of that next game coming up.
All right. Is there any world where he doesn't sack a piece here?
I was thinking about something kind of lame, but maybe it just creates pressure, like Rook D1, doubling ideas.
Ooh,
But
I don't love these.
yeah, it's really unconvincing. Like if you don't sacrifice, I mean, maybe you could misevaluate something like knight takes e4. I think there is really sad worlds where, for a wonder, you could look at this position and think like you have a little bit of initiative for the pawn, like maybe it's enough to just draw and go for some sort of bailout. I don't expect this by any means, but yeah, sometimes the when it feels like you just have that little bit of pressure, you can convince yourself of things. I think this is probably a decision. Like I believe in both these players. I think this is a decision between rook takes and knight takes.
And knight takes just it doesn't scream juicy, but put it on the board again. Let's look at it again.
Yeah,
Knight takes.
yeah. So expect king takes, and then take knight takes, and you plant that bishop on d5 and just really try and play on the light squares.
Okay. What I will give you about this version over the other one is that this kind of guarantees a longer game. So with the time advantage, maybe there's some more substance there. Longer
Yeah,
game, you got to play it out. Maybe this ends up being another 90 move game.
yeah, but I'm always worried about these types of positions because I feel like my opponent could always sack the exchange back and just bail out. Even here, I want to say bishop e5, but then I'm noticing queen e4. Okay, but just to highlight this as an example, we're gonna forego the queen e4 potential that looks decent, and just say like black could like you could give the exchange back, and I always hate being in this territory. The fact that these
Hmm.
rooks will get in here and that opportunity will really present itself does make this less convincing for me. If they get it, you get in danger, you give the rook back.
Yeah, and I hear what you're saying. I mean, those bishops, they're going to be in the center. You're going to be able to take one. Maybe the dark square bishops get traded off, and
Yeah,
you
but
maybe have nothing.
in fairness, in fairness, um, I almost feel like rook takes d5. Like you could go for that as a wonder, say, hey, I probably have enough compensation or I have some compensation and trust it. Here, I'm not sure it's so clear. I mean, yes, we saw this computer suggestion of bishop g6. If you're not playing bishop g6, would I be so confident in this position either? I'm not so sure.
Okay,
It's a bit.
we hear you. We hear you. So, but what other options do you have here? Just rook d1, add more pressure, or
I mean,
is
if I'm
this where?
playing rook d1, I feel like I lost the plot a little bit. Just
This
I don't have my focus here.
Okay, so maybe this is where a wonder is getting lost.
Yeah, this is not so. I mean, it's easy when you have an eval bar to, like, oh yeah, computer, doesn't hate it. Slight advantage for black, but being down in exchange, that's not bad at all. When you're actually over the board, trying to decide between these moves is tough. And again, like you can talk yourself out of it, especially considering that a wonder just yeah, he has to feel like the last game was a bit of a loss, at least like a moral loss in that he had a good position and missed his chances,
More or
and
less.
you kind of lose some confidence in your calculation at times after a game like that.
Yeah, I think you've convinced me that he's going to play knight takes h7.
I
Yeah, it does reminisce of some of his other kind of sacrifices during the match. If he doesn't find that bishop g6, yeah, I think he goes into that bishop's endgame. And
Yeah, it's
I don't think he'll win there.
no. I Oh, okay. I mean, in fairness, this type of position, the way you win, I remember Fabi talking about this years ago that sometimes you have to play a little bit dubious, give your opponent the advantage, and when they have the advantage, they're less likely to play for a draw, and that's where you can pick up wins. And so to a point, like you could go for something like this, and if Hans is feeling like, hey, wait a second, I'm up a point. If I get another win with the black pieces, I'm going to be in a huge place going into the last four games. That could really make this tempting for him to push for a win, and somewhere that starts to lead to the chances, because I'm saying I'm not a huge fan of this if Hans gives up the exchange and some of those possibilities. But if Hans wants to say, no, I'm going to hold on to the exchange with everything I have to try and win this game, then things can happen.
Yeah, and I agree with you, but I feel like that would make more sense in like a Swiss format where you're pushing for placement. Here in this match, I mean, does he need to press to win? Is it that great for him? He's already won the match so far. He's leading.
No, I mean it's a match style for sure, but I don't think it's Hans style. Like Hans, I mean he's solid. He's, yeah, as we've seen from this match, he'll take his chances when they come up. But both players are playing relatively solid thus far. But at the same time, like I don't think Hans is necessarily, hey, let me just cruise to victory. Like I think he's pretty ambitious, and if he smells blood in the water, like I think he's gonna go for it.
True. I mean, he is what is it, top 14 in the world now? He's getting pretty close to top 10. Quite a big gap, and so he does want more rating. He wants the invitations. He wants that placement in the world.
Yeah, and invitations are a big thing. I mean, the difference between 5 to 10 points can be that one big tournament, a super tournament invite, since a lot of organizers tend to just go down the rating list.
Yeah, and that
Okay.
one tournament could be, like the difference of like 30 grand in a yearly income for somebody.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. That's doing this stuff can be pretty expensive.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder. I mean, I feel like a Wonder is about to play a move any second now. I feel
Uh,
like I feel like he wants to, but and some indecision, and I feel like I don't know. There's definitely some confidence dropping in this thing. I feel like this at this point, even though Wonder's still up on time, I'd give some initiative to Hans.
yeah.
Oh no, a little
And
head shake even. Oh
and
dear.
the whole time advantage that's almost gone now.
Yeah,
It's just
and
very resilient.
okay, so there's also a bit of a psychological problem for a Wonder. I mean, a Wonder had to know that he could have just taken and played this position. And so Bishop E3 puts it into like psychologically a hard spot when Hans takes, because he might have thought for some reason that Hans just could not take, and then he did, and it's kind of like, whoa, wait, was my fast Bishop E3 a mistake? Did I just misevaluate or misunderstand that he can actually take on D5? And you can easily get into this panic of, oh, and
Oh,
he did play Rook D2.
he played the
Oh
super slow.
no.
This tells me that he did not like the other two options. He thought he was worse in those end games.
Yeah.
This
Oh.
this is not what I want to see. Sorry, Levy,
Yeah.
you don't get to yell sack the rook right
Okay.
now.
I
Not
know.
today.
Rook. And this is a huge psychological win for Hans. Like I think being able to take now your second pawn and have your opponent just go to double up like that psychologically, you've gotten some initiative for sure.
And all these dreams of the open H file, the glorious king's head attack, they're all fading away. They're gone now. This is
Yeah.
now the whole game is now in the center where, you know, black is happy. Black is up a pawn there.
Yeah, and I also don't understand why we can't just go. Okay, h6 rook d1 has to be the consideration. There's a weird standoff right now. I can't take because then you take threatening my knight, but you also can't go for the rook for two pieces because then your knight is hanging in the end. And the standoff should be bad for white.
Yeah. I I think if Hans wants to really put a wonder into the ground right now, he plays another fast response. Less than 2 minutes.
Uh,
Less than 2 minute response, and I think a wonder is going to be reeling.
oh man, I'm hitting wrong things. Um, yeah, but that's tough because I don't think you anticipate rook d2. Like if you're sitting there on the last move as Hans, thinking through the possibilities, trying to maximize your time usage, like I wouldn't be spending much time on rook d2. I've kind of assumed like there's got to be something, and if my opponent plays it, like I'll get to it. I'm going to be spending my time thinking about the rook takes d5s and the knight takes h7. You know, the more aggressive forcing options. So that's the one thing and probably the only thing I think Awonder has going for him in this situation is that this comes as a surprise and maybe the time pressure will shine through for him here.
Yeah, I think the reasoning for your move feels pretty straightforward. Like, okay, you want off the d file, right? There's going to be rooks doubling up. Maybe you just move your queen over, play queen
Yeah,
e7.
solidify e4. I mean that's yeah, that feels like the line here too. Like you just play
Oh,
h6.
and he gives us a response, and a wonder finally another quick response.
Oh, okay. So he went for bishop e5 instead, which it does. Yeah, like here you should be able to play
And yep,
bishop
bishop
d4.
d5. Okay,
Oh
this
man.
this feels like a wonder has lost the luster of the position.
Yeah, this is definitely Hans in control now. I mean, without a doubt, he has the two pawns. Okay, well, this pawn should be taken.
Oh, king b1, king b1. Fast response by a
Oh,
wonder again.
king b1.
He's just really waiting forever before
Okay,
initiating the
wait.
trades.
So if you're now planning on taking d4, this pawn on e4 feels so good if you can hold on to it. You hold on to it.
I feel like I need to get out of the way. I don't want
Valuation
my
bar
queen.
jumping. Yeah, so you queen e7, solidify. He takes.
You just save your bishop?
This pawn
But
is
maybe
now
that task
hanging.
isn't easy.
Pawn is now hanging. I mean, I want to like rook c8 feels like the move, although it doesn't pin the queen anymore with the king not on c1. And I
But
don't
it develops a
understand.
tempo,
Hey, but
and you
what's
get.
the point after queen e2?
I think it's that when you move the bishop, you have
I
better
mean,
options now.
it's a better move. Yeah, just drop the bishop back.
Like it's just the bishop can retreat now better.
I guess
Rook seven,
d7's covered.
d7 kind of feels sus, but okay.
Well, but I mean, I go c6 blocking my rook, or I go a8. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe c6 is fine. This is a little
Yeah,
less convincing than I would want it to be because it. Oh wait, but the bishop and queen get threatened after taking. Oh, that's a problem. Oh no. Yeah, I was thinking you can just go for this, but now you have some big.
yeah, it's
Oh shoot.
see like that bishop's playing a role. The rook on c8 was good. It's
Okay, and there's a massive tactic after queen f1, which is super painful. Take, and queen takes d4.
Ew, with the puzzle rush checkmate. I
Yeah,
like.
take. We'll check, and the checkmate with this being cut off.
I don't think we'll see this, but scary that these opportunities are on the board. Very scary
Yeah,
for a wonder.
yeah. So it's not so easy to take e4. I kind of because of that. I'm really not sure about king b1. I mean that's just one line. Like obviously that's not the most forcing. You could even see the eval bar a little bit as we're playing through it. So obviously, like it's not peak, but it does highlight some of the issues that Awonder's facing. And he's got to count on the time, which I don't think you want to be counting on.
Not against
But
Hans, no.
that's his hope. Like Hans has it here. He's in the driver's seat for sure.
Oh, and we get a response.
Okay, against he did go queen e7.
Yeah, he just moves. It's just very natural.
So could head in basically that direction.
So is there anything Awonder can do to just hold?
You have to take this pawn. I just I don't think life exists without you at least trying to take this pawn. This feels
All right, he does.
Yeah,
He does. He goes into
the
this
board.
line, but I'm worried he might lose this game, Kayden. We might see a very one-sided match here quickly. Takes, and we'll see rook c8. Yep, we're going straight down this line we looked at.
Yeah, rook c8. Basically, no matter what, it is an improvement of the rook. So I think Han's happy to play that quickly. Hey, the rook hands down is better on the open c file than on a8, wherever your queen goes.
Yeah, and I think there's enough clarification that Hans probably won't have to tank too much after this. I think he's done most of the hard work already.
No, I mean I could see this next move. He spends a few minutes just to work through the lines, but yeah, after that. Oh man, this is sad. Such an interesting game, and could have been such a fight. But I wonder. Yeah, I think it's okay. Now I was just talking to students in the class I taught yesterday about this. About hey, be open to switching to like positional play after attacks. Don't get too locked in that all you can think is attack. But I mean, it's a hard balancing act. And that's what Awonder tried to do. He tried to switch, but he tried to switch in the wrong way. Like he played this bishop e3 very aggressive move, and then went rook d2. And it needed to be one or the other. He needed to trade on d6, say, hey, I'm playing positional, or he needed to play bishop e3, sack the exchange, and go for the attack. And he tried to do both, and it makes neither quite work out.
So where does the queen go? What's its ideal place?
I mean, e2 screams at me because you have to try and take here. I guess that leaves queen a4 technically as an option, but I mean, you're just getting so easily. Like we wanted to play bishop c6 anyways. Like this doesn't make sense to me. Since bishop c6 is one of the considerations.
I will say for most of us, I feel like queen d2, there's something pleasing about this giant battery on the d file.
d2. See, I felt like just bishop c6, and this is protected now.
True, but that battery feels kind of nice.
That's it does. It's
yeah, all these options seem to not be anything significant.
I don't know. Yeah, and unfortunately, I think this is just the realization fully for Awonder. I mean, he already suspected that his position wasn't good, but this has to be the full realization of, oh man, I might lose this game. Like this doesn't feel good.
No, and your knight is no longer making any sense. It might get kicked around.
Yeah.
And the plan for black, I feel like is pretty easy. Keep my e pawn, line up on the c file or the center, and you can start attacking back.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the king on b1 actually is a little bit weaker now. I mean, we've been looking at so many ideas where Wonder's going after Hans's king, but suddenly the script is flipping. Jeez, because of just the open light squares, this slight pressure, the c file. Like it actually does feel like Hans has more potential as far as attacking goes.
But what does Hans need to do to win here then?
I mean, I would just say like here and trade and win.
And just win. You think the one pawn is enough?
I mean, it's not just that it's a pawn, but it's also a well-placed pawn, right? It's really interfering with Awonder's pieces. This is a concept in being up a pawn and why just one pawn is winning at the high levels is because there's also positional benefits for the pawn that you have, but also for the pawn your opponent doesn't have. Like, how many lines have you been wishing that there was a pawn on c3 and c4
All of them.
ideas? And so there's also just those positional consequences for being a down a pawn outside of that your opponent just has more material. And I think you do feel that if you don't take this pawn back.
I feel all that we can hope for now is to see Awonder flip the script and him be the one that kind of escapes with the draw.
Yeah, he has the chance to return it.
I mean, that's all we can hope for. And maybe that will help him stabilize in the match. See that, oh, okay, Hans is now clearly winning and he slithers away. Like, he can do it too. Okay, there's still chances.
Yeah. I still lean towards this queen e2, but there is this really annoying move here.
Let's see it.
Yeah, I mean, if you see this, you die a little bit on the inside because this is the weirdest way, but a very effective way of protecting e4.
Oh, is this like some kind of queen c5 in the future lingerings, or?
Well, let's say you take. Now I'm gonna take. You take. Knight takes, right? And we have two paths. The first path I'm saying is if you take e4, then at some point rook takes d1 is being relevant. So if you take with the rook, I'm taking.
Oh,
I'm gonna
don't
take
do that.
This, and if you take with the queen, I'm taking your queen, and then that's just gonna be checkmate. But there's also the really, really annoying fact that after take, where you say, "Ha, I distracted your queen," and now
it's checkmate at the bottom. No,
checkmate, queen d1. So yeah, I mean, if this happens and Hans finds rook fd8, that's a brutal defense. Instead of going for the obvious rook e8, because rook e8 you need to defend the bishop. So this fails to rook takes d5.
Don't give it up. Don't give it up.
So rook fd8 perfectly findable because you kind of feel like, hey, I need to defend this bishop anyways, and then you just follow the forcing moves, and they all come up very positive for you.
I mean, this likely could be like the worst situation for Awonder, and he's about. Oh, he almost touched the queen.
Yeah. This is
very undecisive. He's not happy here.
Yeah, I mean, this being down a pawn, but also all your play just faded, right? Like if he's down a pawn, but he's still creating those h7 ideas, the difference.
There's your move, queen e2.
Yeah, queen e2 on the board, and I would call it like if Hans plays rook fd8, I think he's gonna win. This move just looks
no hesitation. Yeah, rook fd8. Love to see it.
He's ready
Hans,
for it.
Man, he's in such good form. Dude, the chess is speaking for itself, guys. It's awesome. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, even though we did see in game 2 that Awonder was pressing with the white pieces, I have to say, since that game, it feels like Hans has just been really locked in with black, giving Awonder nothing in these Catalan positions. And it's progressed. It was like the next game he had black was just a quick draw. The game after was a draw, but I would have taken Hans' position. And now this one where it looks like he's on his way to victory.
Yeah, and this is going to advance his already current lead. He has score 4-3. He's going to be up +2. I mean, this is, man, if you have to play knight h3,
yeah,
you're sad inside.
Yeah,
you're going to bed hungry tonight. Oh man, that glorious night, the whole point, h4. I mean, all of that's just gone. Your whole opening middle game strategy is just out the window, and you have to admit it now.
Yeah, he's bringing the knight to f4.
It doesn't even matter. It's
I
not
mean,
enough.
this is just the lingering, right? There are two ways that you can typically defend. You can create chaos and hope you confuse your opponent, basically, or you can just play really solid and say, "Hey, look, I know I'm losing, but you still have to do it. Like I don't have to force anything. I don't need to create any chances. I just need to protect everything and not lose." And the knight on f4 does do that. Like it puts it in the territory to do something and just waits and makes you win.
Hey man, I like the optimism because somebody needs it around here. So thanks for
Oh
bringing
man,
it, Kaden. Because yo,
you're
we got
welcome. You're welcome.
it's
No,
sad for a wonder, but freaking awesome for Hans.
yeah, it's gonna if he gets this win, that's gonna push him up the ratings lists even more.
Hold on,
Uh,
I gotta check. If he gains another 4, he gets like 4 point something, right? He gets
let's
another
see.
4 points.
So he already passed world champion Gukesh, as you pointed out earlier,
Thank you. That
which
was
is big
important. Very important.
for the. Oh man,
Another
Hans
quick
plays Bishop
response.
E6.
It's
Bishop E6. That's a because the knight on H3 actually provided this opportunity because taking becomes a pro. Wait. I'm about to hang my queen. This feel. Oh no, you just. What am I missing? This I see the evaluation bar shoot up.
well, if Rook takes. I think there's like Bishop F5.
Also, but why can't I play queen takes? Because I was thinking you could just take, but this would be the absolute
Oh,
wrong
well, don't
thing.
do that.
Oh wait, the eval is
King
not going.
F8, King F8.
Even this wins. I mean, you don't even need. You can lose the
Oh,
queen. Even this. Oh my goodness, because take and I
because
have two pieces and rook for a queen, which is winning. Or rook in two pieces. If you've never played this against the queen, is just so much fun. But if takes a bishop
still
f5,
Bishop F5. This
and
is
you have to sack on e4 to not get mated.
oh
And
this
bishop.
okay. The sad part is when you start to see positions like this and see all these lines going downhill, it tells you just how bad your position is.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Hans is going to have a hard time winning this.
Well, and bishop e6. I mean, great move. Like it really is just a knife. when you're already bleeding a bit and you're trying to somehow find life, you're just like nah. Like double tap, like bishop e6. I'm activating this bishop. I'm getting counterplay. I'm not just defending this e4 pawn. That's a great move. And bishop g4 also lingering.
And I will say, with this win, I'm going to call it already. When Hans wins this game,
Oh
he's going to
my
be number
goodness.
12 in the world. He's tickling the top 10. He's right there, guys. This is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's oh man,
And
every win just jumping more and more spots in the world.
yeah,
That is
he'll,
great.
he'll be so close to top 10. And honestly, like with everything going on in his life and the whole Netflix thing, him showing up and playing good chess in like an event like this, where that you know everything's being checked, it's all legit. Like he's showing up, man. He's showing up.
Yeah. Yeah, for
You
sure. And
can't be a hater when the chess is good. That's
that's
because that's what we care about is the good chess.
yeah, you gotta respect however you feel about someone. At some point, you gotta respect the chess, and when the
Wait, was
chess
he
is good,
reaching
you
for
have
the
to
F
acknowledge.
pawn? Did you see that?
No,
No,
it was
surely
fake.
not. It
It's
must be the
fake.
knight.
It's one of yeah.
He's nervous.
Oh man.
He's nervous.
Okay, yeah, knight comes into f4. Okay, what is the actual winning plan overall? I mean, you have these sneaky ideas where you try to get something with bishop f5.
Good question. I think
But
you
I assume
secure the
this is
king. You go initiate like 2 trades, and then I think it's just very clear endgame.
okay. What about Actually, you can't go queen e3 because of knight g4. Bishop f5 with e3 already feels very dangerous.
It's I don't like this.
Yeah. It does look like people are slightly correcting. He would be number 13 in the world.
Number 13.
Number 13. But still very, very much up there. Lucky number 13.
He's basically there. When I looked, yeah, he'd be 27, 36 point something. And I see that
They're doing the calcs. They're doing the calcs.
Yeah. Hey man, I'm happy. I love it when chat's doing the hard calculation. Oh yeah, he basically bumps Van Forest away.
Yeah.
Takes a slot, takes over.
Hmm.
But that's if Hans doesn't win more games in this match. There's still 5 more games.
Yeah. Yeah.
He could gain another 20 points.
Oh man. I mean, I don't think so, because I mean at some point if like Awonder loses tomorrow morning's game, I think we could just see like a very, very solid game as white. That hurts. Yeah, Bishop f5 is played. Just this potential with e3 and knight g4.
Oh, scary. And he's ready for it right away. Bishop h3.
I don't think we're quite to where we can trade queens yet. The pawn is a little bit too advanced, and white's king a little bit too close with king c1. I mean, this is possible, but I don't think you would ever want to rush.
I don't think you need to. I think the queen is too strong.
Yeah, so
Han's showing us he keeps as much as he can on the board. Queen d7.
Oh, okay, so he goes queen d7. You're gonna plant that there. After takes, he still has e3 ideas.
Yeah,
probably h6. We'll see.
Essentially, he's hoping that Awonder will go completely passive here.
Yeah, I mean, there's this nice setup where I could imagine like a knight g4, and even at the right moment, you play g5 just to take this f2 pawn. It's not completely over though. It's not. I mean, I wonder. He knows. Hans knows. Everyone knows that this should be losing. But I mean, we could go back to last game, right? Last game, Awonder was the one pushing in a queen endgame, and he had 2 pawns at one point. So if the knights come off the board and they get back into this, then I don't know. Maybe it could be Awonder's redemption arc where he didn't win the queen endgame this morning, but maybe he could try to hold it.
Oh, thank you, chat. I'm very flattered. Johnny Depp is not here, but I will take it.
I think that's the first time I've heard you've been compared to Johnny Depp.
Yeah, usually it's something Lawrence. What's his name? Andy Lawrence or something. But okay, you know what? Yeah, Awonder's resilient. Maybe he can come through. I am on the Hans boat on this one, but maybe that's just too easy to say with the bar. It's just, but it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, tough choice. I mean, maybe you just start to bring the king.
Is something wrong with our board? It's Awonder's time should be ticking right now, right? Ours is stuck on Hans.
On the actual broadcast. Yeah, I mean, the board. I was like, on the board I can see his is ticking. Yeah, for some reason, not updating on the stream.
Whoa, I don't like this move. This is a scary move to play. I don't like this. He plays King H1. Immediately, my red flags go off that there's backmate threats forever now. Oh man, I shiver if I have to play that.
Yeah. Okay. The time has been fixed, by the way.
Oh good. Oh good.
Okay, so yeah, that h6. I mean, you could see g6, h6 both, but I did prefer h6 just so this g5 it starts to linger. I like lingering, forcing moves that your opponent has to at least consider at times.
And he plays h4. This is generally a good idea to hook the pawn like this.
He pushed there. Wow. But this is also incredibly risky, no? Like
Oh,
now Queen G4.
super, super risky. And now King H1 is even worse because you put your king farther away from the center. Queen trades become more attractive to the black pieces.
Yeah, I don't know about this H5. Queen G4 might just win on the spot because this endgame looks very different now. If you have to bring your knight back to H3, I feel like I I feel like I could bring my king. I mean, you could probably also play E3 here.
And if you're not careful,
Knight F6 at some point.
there's worlds where you can sack for the passed pawn. So that knight always has to be watching.
Yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
oh,
maybe.
he plays it. He plays it. Sacker with
I mean,
revenge, Queen
Hans is
G4.
locked in. Hans is locked in.
And
Yeah.
with no time pressure, it's only a wonder that's going to keep tanking down.
I think at this point the time is unfortunately
You
for
know,
Wonder not relevant. Oh, and he calls it there.
oh man,
Yeah,
brutal,
yeah.
brutal. This hurts. And for the for those of you saying that you can't farm or super GM, that's exactly what I see Cinderov doing in the candidates. But anyways, this hurts. This is huge, guys. Up
Yeah,
2 points in the match. Hans Niemann freaking locked in. I am so happy. I love seeing this. This is fantastic.
Yeah,
I wonder came with prep. Just
nothing. I will say Hans, this was his best game. Like I would happily claim that this was Hans's best game this match. Very clean. I mean, he in a sense got just slightly out prepared. He handled it. He went into the danger with bishop takes d5, accepted the pawns, navigated the defense after just perfectly. Like this was just clean. And this, what can you do? Oh, and we do have a note. Hans is coming to talk about the game, which is
let's go. We get
awesome.
an interview with the winner. Chat,
Yeah.
what should we ask him? What moment? It was all so good.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm curious about his thoughts around bishop takes d5, if he was considering those rook takes d5 possibilities from Awonder, and kind of how he evaluated them. Yeah, if what he was spending time on. I mean, this is a key part of the game. Around here, I think with c5.
Yeah, I want to ask him if was he ever worried that rook takes d5 was scary. Oh, looks like we got him here, guys.
Hey, first of all, congrats! Like, fantastic game. It was so. Oh man, it was clean.
Well, I didn't feel that clean. I mean, at some point after he played d5, I was so close to. I mean, the line after knight f6, it was insane. Like after knight f6, d6, bishop d6, rook d1, knight d5, bishop b4, knight f4, bishop b7, queen e7, queen e4, rook b8, gf, rook b7, rook d6, queen d6, queen b7, rook e8, king f1, queen d1. It's a perpetual. So I don't know. I really had to push myself to go for this, and then it's also kind of funny that bishop takes d5. You don't expect just taking all the pawns. It looks so dangerous, but yeah, obviously rook d2 was a big mistake. He should have just played knight takes e4, and I mean, you should hold. But once I got bishop d4, I mean, I was in complete control.
Yeah. Okay. So what moment? I mean, you mentioned d5. Is that the moment you're the most like worried? Because I mean, it's always miserable when someone's attacking.
No, I mean, after d5, I didn't see any. I thought I had to take and play f5 and give the exchange. Like I really, thankfully, I really took my time. But it easily could have gone the wrong way.
Yeah. Were you? Because I mean, obviously, like we have the eval bar, and these aren't our pieces, so we can just throw things. Were you considering it all after bishop takes d5, a rook takes d5?
Yeah, I mean, after knight takes d5, I wasn't sure what his. I mean, if he plays bishop takes e4
Yeah, bishop takes.
and knight takes
It's just. Yeah, it's just this wild idea with bishop takes h7, king h8, and bishop g6. Kind of assume like this
Bishop
is.
G6?
I mean, this is computer-esque. Yeah, bishop g6.
Those fishy moves. That's crazy.
Okay.
oh,
that
tick tick,
confirms.
queen f6, bishop f7. Oh.
It's just some wild.
Yeah, bishop g6 is impossible. Impossible to find.
Yeah.
Is that? I presume that's
Yeah,
the only move.
I mean, if you don't play bishop g6, I'd be very skeptical of this position.
Yeah.
And even as like I saw the move from the computer, and I'm like, okay, chat, like okay, Tony, like good luck. Like,
No, I mean that concept. I honestly have never seen that motif before. It's so funny that all this bishop takes h7 stuff, all this is super common, but bishop g6. I think a new tactic has been invented there. I mean, it's honestly insane.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can name it the Hans tactic if it happens.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Okay, so I mean, this is game 8. There's still 4 games to go.
Yeah, it's a never-ending match.
Like,
I didn't realize how long it would be when I agreed to this or when I proposed it.
yeah, so I have to know because I mean, you're a machine. You've played more chess. I know in the documentary you talked about that you played like the most rated games of someone.
Yeah,
ever,
I played 261
essentially.
in 1 year. It was ridiculous, and that's only classical.
Yeah. Okay, so how do you feel with the shorter time control, but the ridiculous amount of games?
Yeah, so last year I played these matches. I played Bekro, Vitigov, and Anish all back to back, and those were also 5-day matches. Well, this is a 6-day match. Those were 5-day matches, but 2 of the days were Rapid and Blitz, which is, I mean, a lot less stressful, far less tiring. I mean, it could be more tiring, but obviously 6 classical games. So I played 18 games all consecutively, and I mean, I gained 30 points, and I feel like one disadvantage is obviously being tired. Like when I play those 3 matches in a row, my opponents can prepare, but I mean, just I think the experience playing double rounds, and then also just sort of the experience with attention, because he really hasn't handled the tension under time pressure very well. You know, she's spoiled 2 winning positions and blundered, so. I guess that's why I think the time control is so interesting, and it shows, you know, how interesting classical chess can be if you even take away 30 minutes and the game changes so much. So I'm quite happy with the pilot, sort of this pilot tournament, and I'm actually organizing like 2 more end of May.
Ooh.
So I have a lot of, you know, it's time to play classical chess.
Yeah.
Did we get a tip? Any?
Though I think they'll be against 1 former World Championship challenger. I'll say that.
Ooh.
And another against top 10, top 15 player. But both, I mean, 2 very strong players, back to back. In
okay.
likely, I'll say likely, 1 will be in Serbia and 1 will be in Montenegro. So yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Very exciting. Hans, I gotta ask, you got a lot of fresh new fans, a lot of people in the chat from the documentary. We see them all over. Hey, I came here from Netflix.
Yeah.
And I want to hear, do you have words for them? I mean, they're
I mean, I've gotten an amazing, you know, there's been an amazing response so far. I think that it's been, you know, not only has it been incredibly popular, it's been very well received, and I'm happy with the way it came across in most instances. So I think that, you know, it's a good step in the right direction to sort of dissuade people from certain things that they've been pushed. So, I mean, it's all positive, but I really try to stay very focused on winning and playing the best chess, and whatever fame or infamy that occurs is a byproduct, not something that you really want.
Yeah, well, you're showing it. The chess is there for sure.
Yeah, the chess has been great.
I think my rating, I don't know, I'm like almost, I don't know what my, I want to see what my live rating is. I'm curious. I'm maybe number 12, or I think I might be at my peak.
13.
13, yeah, it's my peak ranking. So
That's awesome. I mean, many
So-
congrats, and you fast Gukesh on the live
Yeah.
radio.
Yeah.
So hold on, wait a second.
well, I definitely will be
Maybe-
in the Olympiad team. That's for sure. Finally,
Yeah.
finally, the American-born is making it into the team. No, again, I love the team members. Actually, I have no issue with any of the team members, but it's good that someone. I'm very patriotic, so I'm looking forward to representing my country.
No, I understand. I've heard Sam Shankland's remark. Very
Yeah, he's a
similar
bit more
things
extreme than me,
before.
I'll say, but nice guy though. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, huge congrats once again. Absolute fantastic game and fantastic match. I mean, I am excited to see this time control. As you said, this is the pilot, and as someone, because I'm not as active in classical, I enjoy the faster time controls. I think it's a beautiful thing.
I mean, it's also the fact
classical
that I'm playing double rounds a day and I can still have like a nice dinner in Paris. Like I'm not, when I was
Yeah.
playing Grenke, the schedule. Oh my! I mean, there's no time to rest. There's barely time to eat. Here, we're done by like 5 p.m. It lasts the same, let's say, total playing time of like a normal game, and you get 2 games. You get way more volume. So I really think that, especially classical. I would hope that 45 plus 36 plus 30 becomes the new standard, because logistically it just gives you so many more options. Classical tournaments should not last 10 days. I mean, it's like people don't. If you want to attract amateurs, having a 10-day tournament, it takes people away from their lives from 10 days. Most people, can't take 10 days off work. So
Absolutely.
it's all about sort of making the game and an interesting thing for anyone, not just serious
Yeah,
professionals.
yeah. More accessible.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
sure.
Yeah, I feel like that's a very American perspective. I like it. So many people were asking, "What? You can play more than 1 game a day?" Of course you can.
Yeah, well, it's
Can
quite.
do
I
10
mean,
games a
the Goichberg. You can sort of blame Goichberg. He's too greedy to have the 1 game a day, and it's also not financially feasible. I mean, from what I know, the World Open, these tournaments make a lot of money, and if it was even longer, a lot of their profits would. So there are some benefits to the capitalist system, although you see a lot of communists these days, so you never know who's a communist among you. You have to be careful.
Here. All right, Hans. Well, thank you so much. Any final words going into these last 4 games before we finish up?
No, I'm just really glad that, I mean, the morning game was such a scare, and to win a smooth game like this means a lot. So hopefully I can put more pressure with White, because I've been struggling, and hopefully I can gain more rating, make it to the top 10 soon.
Heck yes.
Oh,
I
man.
want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Okay, thank you. Take care.
Well-
Bye-bye.
Yes, thank you. You too. Oh man. Well, that was great. Oh man, it's fun. I find it contagious, man. Like as a chess player, like when someone comes on and you can just tell they're proud of their chess. They're beaming. They're excited. Like, man, I just won a game that I'm gonna be looking back on. Like, oh man, it's just I love to see it. It's so fun.
And yeah, he's you can tell he's elated, guys. He's at his peak ranking. He knows that he's doing better than ever. He's showing up with everything happening. He must be immensely proud to really prove himself. And I think we all want to see it.
Yeah, and I mean, still 4 games to go, so lots of chess still to be played. Everyone, it will be Bortnik and Akeem back again for the next round, so we hope to catch you again for those 2 games. And the final action is both these players, you have to know, are ready to fight. They're ready to push. Hans, I mean, he wants to break into the top 10. It's exciting.
So we'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. Thanks for showing up, for all the comments, the chess, and we'll be seeing you.
Take care. See you then.